when you are setting up a business, it has to conform with the law too. Law of legitimacy, the law of morality, and the law of equity, and then the law of growth. When you are setting up a business, remember all of this. Don't just go into the business thinking about just profits. I must make money. It doesn't matter who cries. It doesn't matter who is happy. It doesn't matter whether this is doing anything negative to the country or not, to the country's economy or not. No, that's not right. We have to do things the way that it will be a win-win, whichever way. You make profit, that person gets value that you promise is very important. And then if you are importing anything that is not is banned, even that one is not right. Like at a point, rice was banned in this country, and people keep smuggling them in when there are rice farmers who have mastered the art of making the rice look like long grain and imported one from America. What are we looking for that we can't get in our local rice? So it's against the law of the land, and ethical business cannot work against the law of the land. Like importing chicken too at a point. Even the chicken will be taken from them and buried. They will go there and exhume it and still bring it for people to eat. And you know that chicken has become poisoned. You still go ahead and bring it for people to eat. These are not only unethical, that's wicked practice. So when you even trade in what is acceptable in the law of the land, the way and how you do it is very, very important. The way you do it and the way you go about it and the things you put into it is very, very important. It matters a lot. For example, a petroleum station should not be located where there is an estate close by because of its volatility. Because if a petrol station goes into flames, everything around it will be consumed. So, and if an estate is there, that's very serious for human life. So, all these things are very important. And then the law of growth. If I am in a business and all I'm thinking of is the customer, the clients, which should be normal, I must take care of my business as well. I'm trying to balance it now. Don't think that it's all about, okay, they're saying do this, do that. What about us? We balance it. I must take care of my business, take care of myself in the process of satisfying customers. And how do you do that? The law of equity comes to play. For my patrons, maybe I have a product at hand and all of a sudden the price skyrockets and I have a lot of it in my store. Okay? The best thing I could do is probably look at how much is it selling in the market. How much will I get it from the manufacturer now? And then when I get it from the manufacturer, how much profit is expected on it? And then when I want to restock, how much do I need to restock? Because I won't advise anybody to sell their product at a giveaway price, only to go and buy at higher price. So naturally, you may sell at a little bit lower than other people, but then you won't sell it at the price at which you stock it, because there will come a time when you will stock it and the price will drop. So you make room like that, but whatever you promise, give it. Don't make room by cutting corners and selling used as new, or by selling less in scale. If you know how many places, uneven scale is mentioned in the Bible, you will have the fear of God. Because when you sell anything and you reduce the scale, maybe you are selling chicken, when you are weighing 10 kilo, already it's 8 kilo that you are giving them. When they get home and they weigh on their own very scale, you discover is less than what you promise. So let's just look at all these things. We are not thinking, and then when a customer comes, you know, a customer comes to you, and then maybe you see that these people are rich. These people are rich, and they can afford more. You know, it doesn't mean that because they can afford more, you now go ahead and sell at a very high price for them, a price that's almost double the price that you will give to another individual. But because you see that these ones are rich, then you make it very expensive. This is not acceptable too. It's the law of equity must come to play. What is good for the other person is good for this person too, whether rich or poor. This is very important. The law of morality has to do with what quality you give to your customers. Like I've been saying that for so long. You want to buy beans in the market and you say, I want ewa oloyin, the honey beans or the milk beans that cooks very fast. And then because the other one is cheaper, the seller goes ahead and mix the other one, maybe olo, and mix it with the honey one. And then you cook and cook and cook. And you see that one has become watery, the other one is not done because it's been mixed up. All these are very unethical. They are not supposed to be practiced. Whatever your price is, sell the product at your price instead of mixing things up and causing confusion and giving less value than you promised. You can't, because of gain, go and import substandard goods except you can declare to the customer that this is the standard of this. Like a wax in the market. You have the one that they write English wax, this wax, but definitely it is not the English wax that we used to know. The one that you will wear and it will not wear out. That's not the type. It's another type. But because that is the amount that you have, that is what your pockets can afford, you simply buy that one, even though you know it is not the original English. But that cannot happen with drugs. I have heard of people who have lost their relatives, their sisters, their brothers, their children because of fake drugs. Because somebody went to the market to buy something to cure diabetes, and it's fake. And blood sugar will keep going up. Somebody goes to the market to buy something for high blood pressure, and it's fake. The blood pressure will keep rising until that person probably have what do you call it? High blood pressure to the extent that they begin to have stroke. And then the one that has blood sugar might go into coma for all you care. And all these things are very ungodly, unacceptable. They should not be practiced. It should not be found among us. And I want to say that when you do your business, ethically, and your capital gain is not, beyond what it should be, I'm sure you would see that somehow God begin to open your eyes to see more opportunities that are attached even to that very business that you're doing that others do not see. Like somebody who is a barber and decide to put popcorn machine in front of his shop, put a fridge inside, and probably later start doing some barbecue. Some friends will come, like 5. They want to barb their hair. When you are barbing one, the other one is eating barbecue, is drinking Coke, and is probably eating popcorn. That's an addition that God can open your eyes to see. And then when you see these things, you discover that even those one, they become like, can take care of your rent, utility, and everything. And you discover that your core business become something that the money from your core business become something that you can use for your capital projects. All these things are very, very important. Building sustainable business.